everybody, humans of the world. How are you today? Welcome to another episode of Guys We...
It's the Anti-Slut Shaming Podcast. I'm Corinne Fisher.
I'm Krystyna Hutchinson.
Welcome to the show. As you know, I'm running for mayor of New York City. Krystyna Hutchinson is my campaign manager. We have been spending literally every moment of our lives, every moment our eyes are open, we are working on this campaign. God bless everybody.
Truly, I've never been to more Zooms in my life.
Right. So many Zoom meetings. Yeah. I go, is this what people want? Is this how you elect a public servant?
Yeah. It's really when you know you got to go back to therapy for ADD, where you just start like doing this during a meeting. You're like, I got to stop. What the?
Yeah. So if you want to donate or volunteer, again, thank you to everyone who has donated.
We've seen every single one of your names.
Yeah. The listeners of this show have been so wonderful, and I appreciate it so much. You guys are now... I like you more than a lot of my friends. Well, it's funny. I know, right? It's so disappointing when your friends don't like support you in this. Well,
like,
I think they
such a big deal.
Like they don't like need to, or I think part of it is like people truly don't understand
how dire,
like how important donations are to a political campaign.
Yeah,
you know, and they're like, oh, well, she has all those listeners, like she doesn't need my money.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but it's more than that. It's like a show of support. I will say this weekend, a couple of my really close friends who I've been like, I'm not talking to you again. Just been like, where's the donation? Have contributed.
Good.
And I just needed to see their name. It wasn't the amount of money. It was just like I needed to see their name pop up.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
I have a totally new appreciation for anybody asking for a donation to a political campaign.
Yeah.
It's wild.
You guys have been really incredible. I appreciate it so much. If you've been thinking about it, or if like you want to, but you just didn't get around to it, now is the time. We're in the middle of petitioning. We need all the financial help we can get.
If you are a U.S. citizen only, because if you're not a U.S.
resident.
U.S. resident.
Okay, yeah. Resident. You don't have to be a resident.
Oh,
yeah.
That's great. So U.S. residents. Yeah. Unfortunately.
All my Canadian friends were able to donate because they're residents.
Oh, good. Okay, I'm glad. But yeah, and if you live in New York City and you're a registered Democrat, come volunteer with us. We have 3 more weeks to get, let's just say 7,000 signatures. That's a lot of signatures, but we're making it fun. And it's surprisingly really lovely to talk to the people on the streets and get signatures. And it's like, it also is making me appreciate money in a different way, because like some people are volunteering, like, I only got 5 signatures. And it's like, dude, those 5 signatures are so important. You have no idea. Like every single signature counts. Every single dollar counts.
Yeah. And also volunteering for a political campaign is a really good thing to put on your resume.
A mayoral, New York City mayoral campaign. Come on now.
There's so many jobs where that would look good on your resume. So I think there's other ways to think of value. Like the internship and volunteer experience I have has always been the standout parts of my resume. And
Absolutely.
So if you're not going to do it for me and Krystyna, do it for you. You know? And that's what people want to hear. How is this going to help me? This is like a really cool thing. There are so many members of my staff who just wanted to be involved in a New York City mayoral campaign. And that's why they're working on, for way under their rate. And like, also, I think they're excited because it's a different kind of campaign. So there's been a lot of attraction to the campaign because of that, because they're like, I've just worked for the same type of candidate time in and time out. And I'm so excited to work on something that is going about this in a different way. And that's really why I'm running. I'm like, let's see if we can do this a different way, because we can't just keep doing things the same way, because we will yield the same results.
Yeah, and the same results are bad. They're pretty bad.
They're not great.
Pretty bleak. But we're not going to lose hope, because what we are going to do is channel our rage and frustration into Corinne Fisher's campaign for mayor of New York City, so that we can actually make a difference. We have the opportunity to make a pivot in the way politics is run in America. And I know that's a really big thing to say, but the mayor of New York City ain't a tiny position, okay? So there is a real possibility here. Every dollar you donate, every hour you volunteer is being spent towards this pivot into leading with compassion and empathy, and leading with what do people need that they're not getting, and how can I help them get that? And just leading with heart. My God. Another dude who's power hungry, who grabs tits. Like, we don't need them anymore. You're done. You guys are done. Stop.
Yeah, we talk about
stop voting you in.
Yeah, they're like, all these people like have so much political experience. I go, okay, and what have they done with it?
Yeah.
bad. I was like, I have less political experience, so I don't know how to manipulate the system. Corinne Fisher for mayor.
Yay.
I think that's a positive.
I think it's a positive, too.
I go, I'm doing everything by the books because it's the only way I know how to do things.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot over here reading all the stuff on the Board of Elections website and the Campaign Finance Board, and then everyone's like, no one follows that.
And I'm like, what? Then why write it?
And I go, well, I thought that's what I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
I'm here complying legally like a fucking
loser.
Oh, and also, I guess because let's just do the mayor thing now. But I did want to. So like, there's a weekly update every week, and I give an update here, and I try to do a different update on Without a Country. Obviously, on Without a Country, I'm doing more of like the legal and political minutia. But for this weekend, my takeaway from this weekend is I just want to say thank you so much to the LGBTQIA plus community. There was a time there when Roe v. Wade was overturned, when you guys, we were in a little bit of a rift, okay?
Yeah.
Maybe it was like one-sided. You probably didn't know that I was mad at you. I talked about it a little bit here. I did feel a bit abandoned by a community that I had always really like stuck my neck out for. Not that I deserve an award. I mean, you gay people deserve human rights. It's not like I deserve an award for saying like, hey, maybe we should treat people like humans. But I just felt like, man, I just don't feel the gay community, especially gay men, really supporting women's reproductive rights, and it upset me. But even though you weren't there for that time, I'm gonna
bygones be bygones.
Let's
it's okay, girl.
Yeah, let's let bygones be bygones, because
it's okay, girl.
I went to so many gay spaces, specifically drag shows this weekend, to petition, and some really amazing queens. Shout out to Vicky DeVille and Nikki O and Izzy Uncut and Bojangles for giving me a couple minutes of your show time to talk to the people in your audience. You all have been amazing, and your audiences have been amazing. And I, cried in the darkness before I got signatures at both those shows, because I was just overwhelmed with how supportive you were, and how much you understood that politics needs to change. And I think it's because these are communities that have really had to fight for their rights. Mm-hmm. And really understand the significance of having advocates in public office for you. And so that's why I felt that love and I felt that support. And I had people lining up to sign my petition.
That was cool.
And I had a young man come up to me, and he was like, my sister was raped in New York City. Oof. And I would really like someone like you in charge. And
wow.
He signed the petition and he donated. And I was like, what a lovely brother to have. Yeah. And what a simple but powerful reason. Like, it was like there's like this 1 point reason why you want someone who's not a sexual predator to be in control, and not just not a sexual predator, someone who is ready to fight sexual predators.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be nice?
So yeah, I just wanted to take time to say there have been a lot of negative parts about this experience, but there certainly have been a lot of positive parts to this experience as well. And it has really... yeah, it just reminded me how much I love the gay community, and why I spent basically all of my 20s at drag shows and in gay bars. And thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I was there on Saturday. Who was the queen that you knew that was hosting?
That's Izzy.
They were amazing.
Izzy Uncut was the drag queen that was on Without a Country, who talked about drag when there was all the drag bands happening. We love Izzy.
It reminded me when I went down to that drag show in between my spots on Saturday night. And when I got there, it was just, I was reminded how beautiful of a space a drag show venue is. Like, it is just filled with people.
It's
straight,
so joyous.
Gay. It's like a Beyonce concert. Every drag show.
So fun.
There were straight
and funny.
guys. Yes. Oh my God. Well, I mean, drag queens, like you said, famously all the time on this podcast, some of the funniest motherfuckers you will ever meet in your life are drag queens.
Yeah.
Okay?
Anytime, like in an interview, when people have asked, like, who are your comedic influences, I'll be like, Kathy Griffin and drag queens.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's good reason for that. And it's like, man, drag shows are such an exciting environment. And I remember like, every time I break up with somebody, I go to drag shows and I'm like, this is a really safe space. And the speech that Izzy had when she brought you up on stage was so like, I almost cried because I'm like, wow, you really get it. You really do get the importance of the moment that we're in now and how vital it is to be supporting leaders with a heart. And yeah, I had great conversations with everybody who was lining up. So it was really cool.
Yeah, and if you're in New York and you want to go to drag shows, highly recommend going. Nikki O does multiple shows in Brooklyn. You can follow her on Instagram. And Izzy Uncut does a show every Saturday with Bojangles at Playhouse, which is in the West Village.
Great venue.
Really exquisite performers.
Truly.
All right, so let's get to the fucker mailbag. If you want to email us, it's sorryaboutlastnightshow@gmail.com. This subject line says teacher/pro MMA fighter rooting for Corinne Fisher. This is like this. I literally took a pivot from the entertainment business because I was so fucking sick of talking about myself. And I'm like, now I'm just like talking about myself so much more. And I'm like, I want to talk about like how we can help the people of New York City, not me.
I know. You'll be able to do that soon.
I'm like, when do I do that part? I'm like, people need help. Hi, Corinne and Krystyna. I'm so excited to be writing y'all for the first time. I've been listening since about 2019 when I first moved to Saigon at age 26. I was telling a friend about how I was struggling with monogamy and questioning traditional models of relationships. She recommended Guys We Fucked, the anti-slut shaming podcast, and I've been listening and laughing with you fuckers ever since. A little about me. I'm from a small town in Georgia, got my bachelor's in English and a master's in teaching. And I married a Greek guy. Let's call him Khan. Who I met in London while studying abroad. We talked over Skype for about a year before he came to visit me in the States on a 3-month visa. 3 months later, we confirmed every suspicion our family and friends had about us being young and dumb. We got married. I highly recommend never getting married for citizenship.
You get married for love. Come on.
I don't know why you get married.
I don't know why you get married either.
I'm not sure.
Somebody tell us.
Yeah, I don't know.
Has it ever gone well?
I don't know. I think you just get married to someone who like you maybe like is like you really like. You know, you just really like them. The love might be too much.
I think it might be.
Anyway, Khan hated the U.S. and didn't want to live here, even after all the trouble we went through getting him a green card. Me, being the problem solver I am, thought, okay, you hate the U.S., let's move. So we did, straight to China.
Uh-oh.
Okay,
move there?
It's an interesting choice because it's the easiest place to get a teaching job with no experience or qualifications.
China, get a teaching job. No experience, no qualifications.
Yeah. I got him a TEFL certification online, and before we knew it, we're in China.
Oh, no.
And then we got scammed by our employer.
Damn.
Oh, no.
Doggy.
Because of China's complicated visa system, leaving that job wasn't simple. And it also turns out if someone is shitty in a good situation, they're going to be shitty in a bad one.
Oh, no.
Interesting.
That's a good point, though.
That's when I realized I had married a fucking mama's boy with zero survival instinct. Khan offered nothing but complaints and no solutions 100% of the time.
Damn.
I broke up with him, and soon after, I had to leave the country due to visa issues. I had heard good things about Vietnam and thought I'd give it a shot. So there I was in Vietnam with no money and no job.
Hell yeah.
Girl dinner. Relying on the
girl life.
Girl dinner is being in Vietnam with no money and no job. Yes.
Delicious.
Relying on the kindness of strangers. I made a Facebook post explaining my failed mission to China and dropped my Venmo. Friends, even some former teachers sent money. My mom didn't help. She wanted me to come home. My dad didn't help because he thought teaching abroad was a pipe dream. That's hilarious looking back 6 years later. I landed a job in Saigon within 2 weeks, and it's been smooth sailing ever since. It's really hard for me to say Saigon without like the entire score of Miss Saigon running through my head, which is like such a good musical.
Such a good musical.
Truly one of my favorites. Because every time I say it, I'm just like, the heat is on in Saigon. The girls are hotter than hell. It's so good, guys. See it. A few months after moving here, I picked up martial arts just for fun and to stay fit. Boxing first, then Muay Thai, then Jiu-Jitsu.
Oh, shit, bitch.
Now, along with being a full-time teacher, I'm a professional MMA fighter and pro grappler.
Yeah.
Teaching gives me evenings, weekends, and summers off, and I've made the most of that free time. Teaching is really good if you want to make a difference, but also have like a cool hobby. But this is not even a hobby. You're professional.
Yeah,
so, I mean, I guess if you want to have 2 careers, MMA is brand new in Vietnam. Its first national and legal MMA tournament was in 2022. I joined. I won.
Yes, girl.
Yeah, you did.
You fucking did.
Yeah, you did. I became the first ever women's bantamweight MMA champion in the history of Vietnam. Whoa.
Okay, girl. Happy International Women's Month to you.
I'm undefeated 4-0 and will defend my title for the second time this year. Yeah. Now, why am I telling you all this?
Because it's cool as shit.
It is very cool. I'm impressed.
That's honestly, if you ended the email there, I'd be like, hell yeah, man. Thanks for writing.
Hell yeah. Because hearing that Corinne is running for mayor of New York City, it made me so fucking ecstatic.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, this is what so many people have, like this young woman who was like in her 20s came up to me at the drag show that you were at. I think maybe after you had to go do your spot, but she came up to me and she's like, I signed your petition and I just want to say thank you so much for doing this. Aww. And I was like, girl, let's hope after, because my hair is going to start falling out soon. And
you look bald.
So I just think, I'm like, I haven't seen my skull, but we'll see.
I know, you never know. It's a huge risk.
So, and then I'm just like, these are the moments.
Yeah.
This is why we do this.
Ma'am.
Well, that's what I want to do. I just want to go take big risks, do big things, I've made the best of my hand in life. My childhood was rough. My marriage was a joke. My career took an unexpected turn that left me broke in a foreign country. Ooh. But I figured it the fuck out. I love when I see people recognize something about their lives or the world they're dissatisfied with and decide to fight to make it better. I believe Corinne can and will do that for New York. Corinne, you've made me want to believe in government again. Make America want to believe in government again. It's hard. It doesn't have
a ring, but I get the sentiment.
It's hard because Make America Great Again really does roll off the tongue.
Yeah. And that's why you stole it from Reagan.
Yeah. And I was like, every time you want to do a play on that, you're like, oh, that would be so good,
I know.
That is no small feat. As a teacher, I am so fed up that I can't even work in my home country without fear of being shot or being criminally underpaid and undervalued. I'm so glad you brought that up because that's part of my platform. Thank you so much. Teachers will also be paid more to work in underperforming schools. Corinne Fisher for mayor.
Yeah.
Because if the work is harder, the pay should be higher.
Isn't that crazy?
Simple. This seems simple, guys.
That's girl math.
This seems simple. But a lot of times it's like the teachers union getting in the way. They're like, everyone should be paid fair, the same. And I'm like, well, if we're talking about
Carol, stand up and tell me how your day is, and then we're gonna have Susie from this underperforming district tell me how her day is.
If we're talking about fairness, that's not fair.
Right.
Oh, God. Gosh darn it, you guys.
Corinne Fisher for mayor.
I really don't think so many things aren't fair.
I know.
Meanwhile, Vietnam, a country bombed to hell by America, welcomed me with open arms. Here, I earn a salary comparable to teachers in the U.S., but the cost of living is a fraction of what it is back home. This is why I can afford to donate to your campaign. I have built a secure, happy life where I can invest in causes that matter to me and explore my passions. I want that for my fellow Americans, and I believe you will be one to start that process in the city that needs it most, New York. Yeah. Keep shining, ladies, and I cannot wait to watch Corinne make all her fellow candidates squirm in their overpriced tailored suits.
Just you watch, baby.
I wish they were overpriced tailored suits. Honestly, I never met a worse dressed group of people than politicians. But I get it now because you're so tired all the time that you're like, I can't steam that.
Yeah.
I can't get that hemmed. I don't have time. People always ask if I'd ever go full-time with fighting. The answer, no, because I love being an example for my students. I probably would have stopped competing years ago if it weren't for them. They see me endure rigorous training, brutal weight cuts, constant dieting, and balancing work with my hobbies. I keep going because I know how important it is for them, especially for my girls, to see a woman knocking heads and taking names in a male-dominated field. I keep going to show them that normal, everyday people can do incredible things, not just do them, but win them. And Corinne, you can win. Thanks. Ugh, we just got to unearth a lot of bad things about everyone else running.
Yeah, don't worry. We're about to.
Which did happen. Like I woke up today and there was something bad about the controller. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
The controller, which is, as we discussed on Without a Country, a lot of people say comptroller. It's actually just controller.
I say comptroller.
That's a different thing.
Yeah, it is.
Thanks for being a role model to me and to regular ass people everywhere. I'll be watching you crush it. They may not know you now, but I know you'll make them remember you. All the love, Chelsea. If you're interested, you can watch my fights on YouTube. Oh my God, that's so exciting.
Yeah, look at these pictures she sent. Her Instagram is Chelsea, but Chelsey. She said we could get .machete. Okay.
Yeah,
look at these fucking photos.
These
dude.
are bad.
Look at this chick. Look at that chick.
Goodness.
Yo, what the fuck?
Whoa.
That's so badass.
That really is really cool.
It's incredible.
Really
It's
great
incredible.
photos too.
I don't know that I could handle, like, I have so much rage in me that I'm like, oh, I should try like a jiu-jitsu MMA class or something. But then I'm like, if anybody hit me, I think my initial reaction would be violence in a way that's not allowed.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't like physical altercations.
Yeah, I don't really either.
I only like verbal ones.
I don't like those
That's why
either.
I'm running for mayor.
I just like crying. Oh, thanks for writing in. And guys, if you are a musician, you have a band, you have songs, and you would enjoy if we played them on Guys We Fucked between the intro and the guest segment, please send them to sorryboutlastnightshow@gmail.com. I want a streaming link and the subject line to say music GWF, something about music, so I know to forward it to Eric. Because otherwise, I don't know to forward it to Eric.
Right.
And I'm going to forward it to him, and then he's going to get in touch with you, and then we'll include the credits. We'll include whatever social media you want on there in the description. But we need music submissions. So sorryboutlastnightshow@gmail.com. And while we're here promoting, April 10th, 11th, and 12th, Baltimore, Maryland. Where are you at? Let's hang out. The Port Comedy Club. I will be headlining that Thursday, April 10th through Saturday, April 12th. 5 shows total. Let's fucking go, baby. And then Naples, Florida, April 24th, one night only. I am headlining Off the Hook Comedy Club. All of these tickets, links for these can be found if you want to sign up for my Patreon. That's also there. The link in my Instagram bio at Krystyna Hutch.
All right. And then if you want to keep up to date with not just mayoral politics, but also national and international politics, make sure to listen to Without a Country. We live stream on YouTube every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. You can call in and talk about whatever it is on your mind. You can email me a headline that's bothering you or a local headline from where you live that I might have missed at withoutacountrypodcast@gmail.com. It's just, a lot of people have said that the show either made them want to vote for the first time ever or was, enabled them to have conversations with their family members who have different political and social beliefs than them, and also enabled them to take in information with a more critical mind. That's all. I'm not trying to change your whole perspective. I'm trying to just broaden your perspective, right? I think especially like a lot of left-leaning people listen to this show, and I think sometimes we can get stuck in a bubble and think, and there's this stench on the left that is like we're on the right side of history and like we're the good people and the other people are the bad people, and
that doesn't work.
I just don't think that's so. Like, yeah, I mean, yes, I think there are like MAGA people at the top, like Elon Musk and Donald Trump, who are actually trying to become the kings of the United States.
Yeah.
But I think overall, most people who participated in the 2024 election are just people who are really struggling and want things to be better. And I think it really is that simple, and we really overcomplicated it. People want to be able to take care of their families and pay their rent and have access to education and healthcare. And once you handle all that stuff, you can expand your worldview and start caring about other people. So if like the world feels selfish and if the world feels angry, I think that's why. Because if you can't make it past those initial steps of taking care of your family that lives under your roof, there is no thinking about anyone else because you're not able to survive. And so that's kind of, what we're talking about on Without a Country, and then what I've turned into a campaign for mayor, because I think the Democratic Party has lost sight of that somewhere, whereas the Republicans, even though some of their messaging is possibly evil, I think that they have agreed on messaging, and so we need to start agreeing with each other if we want to see movement.
Yeah,
just a thought.
Speaking of seeing some movement,
yeah.
Speaking of talking out,
yeah.
When the world's against you,
what an episode,
guys. Very excited. She was the first woman to publicly accuse disgraced Governor Andrew Cuomo of sexual harassment after working with him as a government aide. She's a lot of things, and I'm so excited to get to know her. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Lindsay Boylan.